If I wanted someone, I wanted him to be black.
American. Black American.
No, black, just black.
Okay,
just
so
the
he
color.
had to be black. Okay.
Like black.
You're
brown.
not into white men.
No, what I mean is you're brown. You may think you're black. Have you seen a dinka? You know what a dinka is?
No.
Okay, we all will show you that.
You like
black men.
Our
You're
Nubian.
Brown.
Yeah, like Sudanese black.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, black. But
the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, girl.
Yes.
You knew it.
Yes, right. So my husband, of course, crying, I don't want to leave Uganda. And normally, and the man brought me back into his office, and I was calm and kind. He said, many Americans will be like, this is what I need, and you need to give it to me now. But I was not like that. I was just, didn't want to go. So humble, yes. So they gave me, in the course of being here, I've had maybe 4 special passes. Then during COVID, nobody had a visa. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do anything during the first lockdown. So that saved me some time. And
good morning, you guys. I am currently in Uganda, and I have a special guest with me today. I linked up with her on a Facebook group for Uganda, and y'all know I love a good Facebook group. It's the best way to connect with people. So, you know, I originally planned this trip to like have fun, go out, hit the streets, see if Kampala versus Nairobi when it comes to nightlife. But it ended up being a really resourceful opportunity to learn, meet, and greet. So I'm really excited to introduce you. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I am from the U.S. I'm from Florida. I've been in Uganda for 3 years, and I work with the Pillars of Africa Children's Ministry.
I love that. So let's rewind. How did you get here?
I guess saying a plane is not enough. An airplane, no, I'm kidding. So for years in America, I felt like I had a calling on my life. I wanted to do something that was different, that made a difference in the world, a difference in the world. And I believe that working in America is great, staying in America is great, but God has a plan for all of us. And his plan was for me to be here.
So at what point did you begin to feel like it's just time for me to go? Because we say that, but it's not that simple. Like there's pillars, there's catalysts. Like what were you doing in America before you came here?
I was working at a resort.
Okay,
So,
in Florida.
Actually in North Carolina.
In
Emerald Isle, North Carolina, the Islander. I was working there, and for years I have been preparing to come here, saving money, and contacting my friends here. But it's amazing because all the guests would come in, they would see this fire in me, and I talk to everybody. So coming here and the journey before, it all has to do with before, not just where I am right now.
Okay. Yeah.
So one thing I want to add is I came here in 2013, 2014, and visited. And the first day I came here, I knew that I was supposed to live in Uganda. So when I went back, I had some obstacles, lots of obstacles, and then I was able to make it.
So we're going to talk about the obstacles, but what made you choose Uganda?
I think God chose it for me because I never wanted to come to Africa. I wanted to go to Jamaica. I didn't want to come to Africa ever in my whole life, and my friend said to pray about it, and it was Rwanda and Uganda, and this is where I know I'm supposed to be.
So what did your family unit look like at home? What were you leaving behind? Kids or husbands?
I have 3 adult children. 3 adult children. All of my things are packed up in a storage unit. I did have a car, but that's been since totaled. I only have a few bills in America. So I packed up everything, sold everything. I got rid of everything except for a small amount that I have, and I came to Africa.
So when you got here, did you have friends, like
yes,
family?
Yeah, I have some Ugandan friends that turned into family, and through the process.
You met them when you got here, or
I met them a few years ago.
Okay,
I met them a few years ago, visiting.
Yeah,
and that was just like for a month at a time.
For a month at a time, and then you just decided to make the switch.
Yes.
Wow, that is really, really, really brave. What were some obstacles, if any, like any shift changes that you went through when you were going through the process of expating?
One of the big ones is people understanding. They don't know why in the world would you want to go to a third world country and live differently and not have running water and maybe not electricity and eating different food and being around a different culture. Why would you want to leave the comforts of America when we have everything? Trying to explain that to people, but it came down to who is on your side. Who is the ones that really want you and fill your heart, that want you to go and do? So when you have the people that are by your side, you can go. So people wanting to maybe persuade and say, Africa's dangerous. I had a friend of mine that said, it's too dangerous. Well, he was from Mexico. And when you really looked at Mexico, Mexico's had some other issues going on. So people not really agreeing with you. Financially, what are you going to do? Where are you going to put all your things? Because in this day and age, we're all about having our things, a car, a house, phone. What are we going to do? And speaking of phones, when I came here, because I came years ago and I was thinking I was not going to be able to talk to anybody on the phone. So I came here with a phone that stopped working as soon as I stepped foot into Africa. So I only had people that had promised to take care of me. Yeah. So then eventually I did buy another phone, but it's all the comforts that you have in the US is very different when you come to a third world country. And I happen to be in a village where we don't have all the daily comforts that we have in the US. And so, but I have adapted. So those are some of the things, your things, people standing beside you, money, because everybody needs money. Sadly, we do need that to proceed. So in Uganda, do you want me to tell you about Uganda?
Yeah, please.
So the obstacles in Uganda are few to me. So I've stayed in a house with no electricity. I've stayed in a house with electricity, with running water, with hot water, with cold water. I've bathed just like the Ugandans bathe, and I'm fine with it.
How do Ugandans bathe?
Most Ugandans, we don't have running water. We use the thing called a jerrycan, and we put water in the jerrycan, and then we put it into like a really large basin, and then we squat and we splash the water on ourselves. So washing this hair, this mzungu, this white hair, can be very difficult and really cold. So I spent a lot of time bathing like they do, using the toilet like they do, because most people do not have flushing toilets here. It's a pit latrine, and in a pit latrine there's a rectangle hole, and you have to squat over it and do your business. Yes.
Okay. Ghana, when I was visiting Ghana, a lot of the outside of Accra has floor toilets as well. That's what I call it.
Okay, floor toilet.
Where you're just kind of squatting and aiming.
Yes.
Hoping that it makes it. Then you flush and go about your business. Yeah.
Was there a flusher?
It did flush.
Okay.
It did flush. It didn't sit, but it was just like a floor toilet.
Okay. Yeah. Usually when you make an exercise here, somebody told me exercise is a good word. When you make an exercise, when you make the exercise, you have to be good at aiming.
Yeah.
Real good. Yeah. So, learning how, like, for instance, when I first came here, I carried wipes with me everywhere. I still carry wipes, but I had hand sanitizers before COVID. I had toilet paper. I still carry toilet paper because there's public toilets that are about 200, 300 shillings to use a public toilet, and you never know how those are. So the bathroom was a kind of an issue. Everyone thought I wanted American food when I came here, but I love all the local food.
What's your favorite?
My favorite is matoke.
That's like the potatoes and corn.
It's like a plantain.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a plantain. Cassava is, I will tell you, cassava, if you Google it around the world, it's one of the top 10 most deadliest foods to eat.
Cassava?
Yeah, because is it arsenic poisoning, I think.
Wow.
Yes. But I haven't died. I'm still here, so it's really good.
Yeah, they use it in a lot of stews all over.
Yes, but it is one of the top 10 most dangerous foods to eat. So I feel like a champion now. I've eaten it and I'm feeling good.
You came out.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Came out of it. Yeah.
Yes. So cassava, bijanjello, which is beans. That's my favorite. And goat meat. You like goat meat? Woo! Give me a high five on that.
I love goat.
Goat meat.
I love a good goat stew. I had the best goat last night. I went to some club, La Peroni, I think here, and they had this takeout. I wasn't even really hungry, but the goat like walked by and I was
once it goes, once you smell it, you're like, I've cleared my stomach.
I'm in it. I was in it. Yeah. So I'm really excited to order it again tonight.
So here's one thing that I've learned about being here in this country is people have nothing, but they have everything. So we have to have so many things in the U.S. because that's what we're structured to do. But what I love here is that these people don't have a lot at all, but they have joy. I remember, peace, joy, and they don't have all the luxuries that we have. So when you look at and you see people, they use like the side of the tree instead of like the whole wood, like not the whole wood, like the important part of a tree. They use the bark like to make a house.
Okay.
And they use whatever they have, and I think it's beautiful. These mothers, you'll see them, they have a baby on their back, bananas on their head, and they're walking up a mountain. They're so brave. Even watching the women give birth is something I've never seen in America. It's very different here.
How?
So there's no men. The men are not allowed back there at all. It's kind of like in the 1950s, 1960s mentality. Men cannot see that. Women don't want their husbands to know that they're in pain. They are not administered.
Why is that?
I believe because they are, like back in the 1950s, no one talked about sex. No one talked about a man and a woman and what they do. Nobody talked about, it's very hush. It's that type of society. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word, but it's
modest.
That's the word. Yeah. Thank you. That's the word I wanted. Modest. So I remember we have one of our girls, she's 15, she became pregnant, and there's like, I don't know, 13, 15 girls all on gurneys. Delivering, and our director wanted to come and see how she's doing. I said, "Oh, I don't think you can handle this. I don't think that you can handle
seeing all that."
Oh, yes, it was a lot to see.
Yeah.
So how they labor is you have to come with all of your supplies. You are provided a bed and a midwife. But if you need gloves, if you need razors, like for cutting anything, if you need an IV, whatever you need, you have to bring yourself. You have to bring the basin. You have to bring your buckets to put all the afterbirth in. They don't receive medicine. This is at government hospitals, and it is overflowing. So when they're in there, most people in America, they're holding hands and they're screaming, because they're in pain. Here, they're like tapping themselves.
Girl, be quiet.
No, they're tapping themselves for pain because they're in pain.
Screaming.
Yes, they don't scream at all. Now, I've not heard a Ugandan scream
During childbirth?
I've been there with 3 people delivering, and I haven't heard it.
What is the need to not scream about?
Because they don't want anyone to know they're in pain. That's
is that like shameful to be in pain or weak?
Yes, weak. Because Africans are strong. That's the mentality, that Africans are strong. At least that's what many women have told me, that no, Senga, we don't show people that we're in pain. We don't fear things. We're strong. So they have that outward, persona, I guess, that I'm strong, I'm fearless, I can do anything. So I was in there.
The mic picks up things in the background. So then they'll hear you in the background. Yeah, because remember, it's a phone, so it can hear you. So if you got to talk, I need you to like step out, kind of. Okay. Or just, okay. So I'll cut this part out and then restart it. So keep going, go.
Okay. So there was, when our girl was delivering a baby, this lady came in and she fell to her knees in pain, excuse me, because she was about to deliver. And this nurse said, "That's not how we behave." Well, in less than 1 minute, she was on the floor laying on a garbage bag delivering the baby. But the way she was like in so much pain and on her knees, like screaming, the nurse said, "This is not how we behave." Well, I almost went to jail. No, I'm kidding. No.
Well, no, that's not in Uganda.
Yeah, no. But it's amazing how that type of, and that's from ancestors.
That type of resilience is passed down and expected.
Yes.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
So being around that and seeing the strength of these Ugandans, are like, for instance, if you're sick in the USA, we're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I hope you feel better, let me get you something." What they say in Uganda is, "You'll be fine.
Be blessed."
Yep. You'll be fine.
Be blessed.
And then now that's all. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. I don't hold on to it as much as I used to. Like if I was sick recently.
It's almost like with kids, when they fall, it's how you react. It's how they react.
Exactly. Yes. 100%.
Yeah. You're like, "Oh my God." Yeah. If reverse, it's like whatever. You know. Do your kids come visit?
Nope. They're all adults and they all have their own lives.
No. Okay. Do you ever get FOMO, like fear of missing out?
At home?
Yeah.
Sometimes I miss them, and I have not been home in 3 years because I need knee surgery, and I can't get on a plane, and I can't go by myself. So there are some things that I do miss. I miss my mom. I do have some grandchildren. I miss them, but the work that I'm doing here
is more important.
Yes. It is, and it can be hard for people to understand that. Why would you leave all of your family? Because I have a big family, huge family. Why would you leave and come here when but in my head, God wants me to be here. In my heart, God wants me to be here, and they've had me they've had me for their whole life.
Yeah. The
whole thing. So I've only been here a tiny bit of my life, and so I feel that being here is so it's my best life.
Yeah, you're living your best life.
Yes, there's no other place I want to be but right here in Uganda.
I can relate because I have an 8-year-old actually who does not live here.
Okay.
So he lives with his dad in the States, and at first originally I moved out here because I had a job opportunity. And then I started doing this and meeting people and in the process of building a school and then wanting to open a restaurant. And I feel really fulfilled out here.
Yes. Let me ask you, fulfilled in what way? Why are you
emotionally and spiritually?
Yes. High five again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where I had been drained for many years, the rat race, working 2 jobs, paycheck to paycheck, just really not enjoying my life. I feel different when I wake up here.
Yes.
So there's things, I've had my son his whole life up until now. He's 8 and a half, he'll be 9, and now he's with his dad, and I feel at peace with it. So a lot of people will be like even my family members will be like, why? Because I just recently lost my job. They fired me, and I'm in the process of suing. Wow. It's been rough. But people will be like, just come home.
Yes.
Your family's home. I'm here. Life. You're not going to see your nephews grow up, things like that.
Exactly.
And it's just choosing yourself. Choosing yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. And that right there, choosing yourself, people don't understand. Why would you ever want to choose yourself?
Yeah.
Why? We only have our one life to live. Why would we ever want to not do everything for everyone else?
That's how I feel.
Yes. I
feel like at the end of the day, because even if you don't choose yourself and you go, you're going to be miserable.
Exactly.
And you're not going to be of service.
There's no way that you can be of service and help other people when you are not taking care of who you are.
Who you are, exactly.
Yes. And I think one of the big I'm glad you brought that up, because I have a lot of hurt. I think we all have issues in our life. I've had a lot of hurt. And coming here is I have restoration. People will see me on Facebook. You're so beautiful. You have this, you shine. You feel so like they can feel it through the internet.
You're vibrating.
Yes. And it's because of where I am. It makes me cry because there's no other place that I've been that makes me feel like this.
Don't cry.
Yeah. It's the people.
Yeah.
It's the people. It's their the hope they have, the joy they have. And I didn't feel that in the US as much. But you're right, job to job. Like when people say I first came to Uganda, like, oh, take me to America. I'm like, ooh, why?
Yeah.
It's expensive. It's expensive. It's expensive to be in the US. And of course you need money to live in Uganda. But, and I will tell you how I have a little money. I am a veteran, and I am 100% disabled. So the little money that I have.
I know what y'all's checks look like. My whole family is vets.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, you're living, girl.
I'm not living.
You're living. Can I borrow something? I'm just kidding. Okay, Uganda is not cheap.
Well, it's cheaper than Rwanda. Whew. Rwanda will.
I thought when I came here, it would be like pennies, kind of. That's what people made it seem like compared to Kenya shillings.
Oh.
It's about the same.
Is it? I thought Kenya was a wee bit more expensive.
Maybe a wee bit, but it's not like cheap here. Have you been able, does that income sustain you well for the most part?
Sometimes, not really, because I have a giving heart. And so normally every month we are negative. Yeah. And it's because there's the need is great here. There are people starving. There are people that need to be in school. There's medical issues. There's something that needs to be taken care of. And there we are.
Yeah.
So it's you can't ignore that. Like in the US, you don't see, I've worked with homeless people in the US, in Virginia and North Carolina. And the homelessness is rampant there. It's also rampant here. And it's very sad because there's nowhere for anyone to go here. Like there's homeless shelters in the US and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah. So one thing I'd like to say is that when you come to a third world country, like leave everything behind. Try to leave everything behind. Taste everything, smell everything, speak the language, wear their clothes. Like I wrapped my own head. I love wearing free dresses. I love these.
We call this a dara.
A dara. We call it a free dress, probably because you're free.
Yeah, you're free.
You're free. But I've embraced the whole society here. I've embraced actually their culture, just everything. And I think when you come somewhere, if you've had your country, if you come from France, you're used to having that culture. If you come from Germany, you've had that culture. If you've come from America, you've had that culture. Well, now you're here. And wherever God has you, wherever you're in that moment, I think it's great to capitalize on where you're at and try. Like before you told me you want to, you don't want to do the tourist stuff. You want to go to and try the local things and do the local things.
Exactly.
Like trying the food, going to see children dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm really, really excited for that.
I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be super,
we'll get
super
you dressed
fun.
up in something.
Please. I would really love that. So as far as you're married.
I am to a
So
Ugandan.
you did find the love of your life, your African king.
I did.
While you were here. Tell me how that went.
Okay, so I was not looking for anyone. And actually a funny story, I was, if I wanted someone, I wanted him to be black.
American. Black American?
No, black, just black.
Okay,
just
so
the
he
color.
had to be black. Okay.
Like black.
You're
brown.
not into white men.
No, what I mean is you're brown. You may think you're black. Have you seen a dinka? You know what a dinka is?
No.
Okay, I will show you that.
You like
black men.
our
You're
Nubian.
Brown.
Yeah, like Sudanese black.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, black. But
the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, girl.
Yes.
You knew it.
Yes, right. So my husband's brown, but it's okay. I work for the Pillars of Africa Children's Ministry, and I lead a group called the Pillars Empowerment Program, where I was traveling and I was in the Kayunga district, and I went to a restaurant, and this guy smiled at me, and I was like,
You're like, oh my God, I'm weak in the knees.
Yes. So we just became friends. We became friends after that, and he's been in the tourist industry for a while. And I saw him there, and we just became friends over time. Something developed and everything, but yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So.
Have you all ever made plans to go to America together?
Yes, we've been making plans, but I need knee surgery before we can do that, and we have to get him a visa. Which, funny thing, For a marriage visa, you have to get in Kenya, in Nairobi. You can't get that in Uganda. They
just learned that from an expat who I interviewed yesterday. Him and his wife had to actually go to Nairobi for like 3 months almost.
Wow, what? 3 months?
It was some stuff was going on. They ended up being there for like 3 months.
Oh.
Waiting on some things. And,
might need their number to ask their process.
Yeah,
wow.
It turned into like a process. Yeah.
Goodness.
So you have to go to Nairobi from Kampala to get a visa.
Yes.
Why does Uganda not offer?
I do not know. Certain embassies offer certain things. Like they do visitors visas, regular visitors visas. I believe Uganda embassy does work visas, but this one is a special type of visa. So
a fiance visa.
Fiance or marriage visa, yeah. K1 and K2, I think is what it is. But yeah, so we have to go there to do that. But being married, I'm gonna tell you, being married to a Ugandan, he's worked around many foreigners most of his life. So we slid right into this great relationship because he's different than other Ugandan men, I will say. We cook together, we clean together, we do everything together. It's not me doing everything or him doing everything. We do everything together.
It's a team.
It's a team. Yes, it's a
teamwork
team.
makes the dream work. So so you're saying kind of he's not like your traditional African man where it's like wife does this, wife, I do this. Yeah, you guys actually have a really big team.
Yes, and one thing that's funny, we were watching something online, and this lady was basically saying, now, things that I look for in a man. Number one, he has to take out the trash. And my husband said, is that a big deal in America? I said, well, that's, men usually do take out the rubbish. They take out the trash. So when the lady was putting her list down, the number one thing was, man, you got to take out the trash. I am not doing that.
If you don't take out the trash, we're not even talking for us to talk about getting married. If I come over, because number one, he needs to be trained enough to take out his own trash.
Yes.
So that when you come to my house, it's second nature.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if you aren't taking out the trash in my house, I know you're not taking out the trash at your house, which means that you're dirty, which means skirt.
Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah.
See you. Yes.
It's all about home training.
Yeah. So when he saw that, he looked at me and was like, really? I said, yes. It is about, if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of somebody
Exactly.
else.
Exactly. And that's why when you go to a man's home, it's very important for you to look around.
It is. What is happening here?
Yeah.
Ooh, what science projects are growing?
Yeah, because that's going to become your mess.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all, I had to take a break, get a little Glovo and water situation going on.
And you call it what?
Dehydrate. Glovo.
Maybe you tell me what that means.
Glovo is the app.
Old. Oh, it's the app.
Yeah.
Okay, well, look at you teaching me now.
You don't use Glovo?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm okay. She's going to educate me, guys. And so she's just some advert here. She's having, I think it's like juice from Cafe Java's, and they have in Kenya as well. And I just want to know if it tastes the same. And see
so y'all, in Kenya, CJ's, it's just called CJ's. I thought it was just like somebody had a son named CJ or something.
So as you can see, let's just show. See this, CJ's. It's actually Cafe Java's.
Here they have it written as Cafe Java's with CJ on the side. So CJ's is actually called Cafe Java's. Fun fact for you guys, because that's not what we know.
And fun fact for America, this is a chain restaurant that any American, this is where all the Mzungus go to eat because they have that non-local, delicious American type food there.
It's like an IHOP mixed with a Starbucks.
Yes. Yeah, IHOP. But you can't go there 3 a.m. though.
No.
They're closed. Yeah, IHOP you can go 3 a.m.
That's something that I miss.
Yes. Yep.
Let me tell you how I miss Waffle House. I miss Waffle House.
Woo! I love Waffle House. I can't wait to take him to Waffle House.
It's the gem of the world, honestly. I miss Waffle House. I miss Chick-fil-A.
Oh, what is it called at Waffle House? When they take the hash browns and they mix
hash something. No, scramble.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
And all those big waffle. Oh my gosh. So that's one place I told my husband, we go to America, I'm taking a Waffle House.
He'll love it.
Yes.
I do the pecan waffle.
Yes. Oh, with the maple syrup on it.
Yeah.
Bringing me home.
Nice steak, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Yes.
That All-Star Special, $7.99. $7.99 All-Star Special. There's no
There's nothing like that
Yeah.
here. And I think because people work very long hours here, but it can be dangerous at night. So you're not really supposed to move at night. And the thought of eating like 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and no one does that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad when I go to the club sometimes and I come home and it's like people going to work.
Yes. But did you notice the clubs here? Like, what state are you from again?
DC, Washington, DC, Northern Virginia, and Atlanta. Because I've been around.
Okay, I've been around too. So normally clubs close like about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the U.S. At least when I was there. Is that
In Atlanta, no, strip club.
No, they're open late.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here, like it could be 5 or 6, 7 in the morning.
Yeah, I can't party with Africans.
Yeah, the Africans are.
Yeah.
All day long they can party. It doesn't matter.
All day long. Yes.
Yes, they are.
So how is as far as your residency, do you get like extended? Are you a resident here? Is it like
that is a great question. So let me tell you, I've had so many visas. The first visa, I made a mistake at the airport and I got an East African visa. That visa cannot, you can't extend that visa. You're one and done, sister. That's it. So East African, you go to Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda. And you don't have to pay the fee crossing the border. Okay. So then I realized when I had my visa was almost expired. So let's go back. I was supposed to come here for 4 months. 4 months. And here I am 3 years later. I knew after my visa was ending that I was not supposed to leave. But getting another visa was quite difficult. I remember going to the, what is it called? Going to get a new visa, an updated one. And this is when I found out that you cannot extend an East African visa. I'd have to get a special pass. I was, of course, crying. I don't want to leave Uganda. And the man brought me back into his office. And I was calm and kind. He said, many Americans will be like, this is what I need and you need to give it to me now. But I was not like that. I was just, didn't want to go. So humble, yes. So they gave me, in the course of being here, I've had maybe 4 special passes. Then during COVID, nobody had a visa. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do anything during the first lockdown. So that saved me some time and some money. And then I had hurt my knee. I could not actually get on a plane and leave.
How did you hurt your knee?
So, funny story. I had this big, heavy wedding dress on the day that we got married in 2020. I was teaching the kids how to do the electric slide.
Oh, stop. I'm gonna teach you. I'll teach you the electric slide.
So doing that is kind of different than how they dance. And when you're in a big heavy dress, I twisted. I have a torn ACL and meniscus from that. So yeah, when that happened, it kind of stopped me from doing all the dancing and everything. But
this door is open.
Yeah, I feel it. You mean stop it?
No.
Okay.
It's so easy for me to edit. I just chop things out.
Okay. What were we talking about now?
Your visa.
Okay, visa, thank you. So when I got married, we found out that they have a dependent visa. And so that's for 3 years instead of 3 months.
So it's because Kenya is a stickler when it comes to immigration.
Really?
Even if you marry a Kenyan, they do not automatically give you citizenship.
No, this isn't citizenship.
Well, yeah, I know. You're
okay.
talking about a pass, but like a visa.
Right.
How is Uganda? Do you plan on becoming a Uganda citizen?
Yes. I plan to have dual citizenship with the U.S. and Uganda when we come back from the U.S. Whenever I get to the U.S. and then I come back.
I'm speaking it for you, girl. You'll be there soon.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So whenever that happens. So I just want to share currently, well, not currently, but forever, I work with the Pillars of Africa Children's Ministry in Manyangwa, and we take care of many children. And one of the problems that I just wanted to highlight on is teenage pregnancy.
Yeah.
It's horrendous here. It's very bad. Around the world, it's bad. But in COVID, I just went through this convention, a seminar. And over 1,000 girls daily during the lockdown became pregnant, teenage, very young.
Wow.
Yes. And
so we're actually gonna wrap up with her soon, you guys, because she's so kind. She's been so kind to me since we started communicating. So she actually brought the director of the program to talk to us, and we're gonna do a whole different video for that. I'm gonna interview him about that. And so your passion is children, right?
Yes, children. Children, and actually I work with a group of people where they make crafts, and I want people to learn to help themselves. You know, instead of waiting for a handout, that they learn to make a craft. So we have about 150 to 200 groups, and most of those people make crafts. And so I'm trying to get a market and sell their crafts online.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's my passion, just helping others, trying to get their things out there in the world, because these are a lot of these people have been in war. Their husbands or wives have died from AIDS. They have many children. They can't take care of themselves. So by doing a craft, a local handmade craft, like over there on your coffee table, that basket.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Things like that will help them to survive. And teaching them and having conversations that you can do this, that you can take
empowerment.
Care of. Yes, but the children are the highlight of our lives.
Would you adopt?
Yes, as many as God wanted me to have. If you're on the board, you actually all the kids that we have, we're the parents to all those children, like 50 children, 55 children, about 250 in the community. So they're all of our kids.
Wow.
Yeah. So you'll when you come tomorrow, you'll get to see Minnie.
Oh, stop.
Minnie. It's gonna be they're gonna be adopting you as Auntie Brittany.
Oh, stop.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I'm super
it.
excited. Have you been to Kenya?
I've been to the border.
Okay. Are there a lot of Kenyans in Uganda?
Yeah. I've met a couple that. Let me just go back. I've met people who are part Kenyan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today, someone left me a comment on Instagram. It was like, in Uganda, all the bad things that we do, we call Kenyan. Like, if you're overeating, they were like, if you're overeating or if you're like drunk or like.
That's horrible.
That's what I said. I was like, that is horrible. And they were like, they'll be like,
I've never heard that one time.
Is that true?
I've never heard that.
I swear,
because
that's
all
what she
these
said.
Ugandans, they eat a mountain of food, and no one says they're eating like a Kenyan.
She was like, when you're doing the worst you could be doing, that's what they say here. But Uganda is actually Uganda is actually marked as the friendliest place in the world, right?
Yes, it is. It is. In 2013, when of course you're going to say that you're Ugandan. When in 2013 we had done research, and that's the number one thing we found is that everyone they're like they act like they've known you forever and they just met you. And that's one thing that I do love. How is it in Kenya? Are they sweet and excited to see you?
In Nairobi is different than outside of Kenya.
Okay.
Nairobi is like a hustler city. So it depends. Everyone's so fast that you're just walking past. It's almost like a New York. You know?
Yep. That's what I thought. Like South Africa, probably.
Yeah. But also, I acknowledge that my expatness, and like when I open my mouth, it gives me a different.
I would love to be somewhere and you open your mouth.
Yeah.
Because I went to Rwanda with a friend, and he's black, obviously.
Yeah.
And they immediately start speaking their local language, and I was laughing because he's looking like a deer in the headlights and had no idea, and I knew more of what
than him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
probably.
but it would be fun for us to go out and just have, and while I watch you struggle. No,
they're gonna think I'm the local and you're the visitor.
Yes, I love that.
And I'm just sitting there like,
yes.
Yeah, that's how it is. So when my mouth is closed, it's.
Do you speak Swahili? Have you learned any Swahili? Do you care about learning that? Or?
Yeah, I do. My boyfriend is Tanzanian, and he's been teaching me. I'm in the streets more a little, so I've been learning more.
Yeah.
So when I first got here, it was not a priority to me, but I was also like working, and I was like not really interacting with a lot of Kenyans. I'm around more Kenyans now, so it's becoming more of a priority to me because I don't like being around people and I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah. So when funny story, which my brother Patrick, well, I'm sure, laugh at me about, but when I first came to Uganda, I was helping in like a shop, a duka, like a little market. and I was forced to learn Luganda, and I was really doing really well. Well,
You guys literally call the language Uganda.
Luganda.
Luganda.
Yeah,
okay, I thought
Luganda.
people have been saying Uganda. I was like, dang.
It's
Little
Luganda.
lazy.
Little lazy, yes. No. So when you're in a village and you're forced to speak their local language, it flows so much easier. But when you marry a man that can speak like 7 languages and English is one of them, you become lazy. So my brother said I've just become lazy because now my husband translates everything for me. He speaks Swahili, he speaks Luganda, Lugisu, Lusoga. He speaks many local languages.
Wow.
And here I am saying hi and giving hugs.
That's all you got to do. That's all you can do.
I
keep
people,
it.
yeah.
I can say hi, bye, how you doing, what's up, good night, where are you, let's go.
Yeah, okay. Well, see, that's all you need.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
and I think if you scream and you don't know the word help, screaming will alert people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You feel safe here.
Yes, very safe. Now, I will tell you, I did, when I first came here, I had that American, I'm a type A personality. I come in, get it done, and you can't tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. I'm bossy, real bossy. Everyone will be like, I'm not bossy in a bad way, but like I'm 51 and I know what I can do basically. However, when you come to Uganda, that's not America, and you need to listen to people that live here. Because in the beginning, I wanted to go.
Girl, you're telling my story.
I wanted to go here, I wanted to go there,
Yeah.
and then Patrick was like, no, you cannot move at night. Like, because in the village, it's different. There's like people staying up late and you can just cross the street. But here in Kampala, in the areas we live in, it's very dangerous. You will be mugged, beaten. I mean, it's things that happen in the US. So, but I have never felt safer. There's no gun violence here. You're not going to turn on the news and see that schools have been shot up by who knows who, or I think something just recently happened in New York, which is very sad.
Yeah.
I don't have any fear of any of that. I feel safer here than I ever have in America. And
I love that for you.
Yeah. That like
I love that.
The most that people want is for me to bring them to America. If that's dangerous, then I don't know, but I've never felt threatened. One time in my life, I've never felt uncomfortable. I have felt just like, come here, let's talk. How are you?
Yeah.
Where are you from? My favorite thing is to know what tribe people are from.
Oh my gosh, I asked that question too. I feel like we're soul animals.
I know.
What's not soul animals? What's the word? Soul tied. Yeah, a lot of things you're saying about yourself.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's hitting me. I love to ask that.
Many black people here say that white people look all the same. We all look the same, and I'm like,
you guys kind of do.
Okay, thank you. We kind of do, yeah. So what's funny is here.
If y'all had the same hair color.
Yes. Well, when I first came, they thought I was Indian. I was like,
you could give Indian.
All Americans, they thought that all Americans had blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's funny is that when you look, like my husband is from a different tribe, Patrick is from a different tribe. When you live in Uganda, there's actually 56 tribes and over 70 languages, and people don't realize that. Nigeria has at least 100 tribes. It's amazing because this is a motherland. This is where all of the world has come from. Everybody in the world. Well, this is one of my passions that people know. That if my mom, who is blonde hair, blue eyes, has a percent of African in her DNA. Everyone has that. And so when you're here in Uganda and you look at someone, you're like, what tribe are you? And you can kind of tell and feel like, are they from the West? Are they from the East? Either they're really dark, their eyes are different. And it's so neat. They're just not a black human being. No, they have more. It's just not about their color. It's about more inside of them and who they are. And that's what I love. I love finding.
But you know what makes me sad? African Americans don't have that.
No, they don't. But they will. They will. The more that come here, the more that really, and even it's funny because people say, the black Americans say I'm African American. Well, there's white African American, there is tan African American, there is black African American, because in Africa there's all the colors, just like in America. But when you say that Africans don't have that, it's maybe because they don't know how to have it.
African Americans.
Yeah, African Americans don't know how to have it. They don't know which way to go. They just know that I'm African American, but they don't when you can connect yourselves, like I encourage everyone to have a DNA test, like you did, like I did.
Yeah.
If you can do that, and it would be like, oh, let me go see those countries. I want to go. So there's an organization.
My heart does feel like I need to go to Congo.
please go there safely. Don't
That's
go near
what everyone says. They're like, girl, don't.
Yeah, that is yeah. but you are of darker skin. Learn some Swahili more. But they have diamonds there.
In Congo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Rwanda is a place. Have you been to Rwanda?
No, not yet.
That's amazing. So what countries have you been to? Ghana?
Ghana, Kenya, and now Uganda.
I've been to Egypt, Rwanda, and Uganda.
Wow.
Yeah. Egypt was amazing. It was truly, truly. And let me tell you, have you been to the Nile?
No.
Like, oh, mama. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Egypt. My mom's taking me to Egypt for my 30th birthday in October. Yeah.
That is high
She's
five.
my best friend. I'm excited.
You're in Cairo.
Yeah, and somewhere else though. I forgot the name. It's somewhere else outside of Cairo. It's like further, like
Alexandria.
It's like resorty.
Resorty.
Yeah.
That's resorty. I like
Yeah.
resorty. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a new word. Put that in the dictionary.
Resorty.
Miriam. Resorty.
What do you say to people who feel like, oh, like she's white and she's culturally appropriating maybe? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Do you ever get that or have questions about that?
Never. So when I came here, I was a little bit larger. Then I lost tons of weight. Then with my knee, I've gotten fat. Fat is a word we don't say in America. But now when they see me, they're like, oh, you're like, they touch my thighs. And
Oh
they're
my God,
like,
I hate it.
you are more African. You're more African because look at, like, this is from this tribe. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. No, but I've never, not here.
Not here.
Maybe in the U.S. But
You know how some people are like, oh my God, white girls wearing cornrows, you know, that type of vibe.
And that society that says that this society we live in, it says that models should be skinny, and not be voluptuous and have this big beautiful
Stretch
body.
marks.
Yes, they say you must be perfect. Well, I say that's wrong. I say in society is wrong, that whatever you love is what you love, and you're beautifully, wonderfully made, and your body is beautiful. So don't ever worry about what anybody says. Even after being here, and I am the minority, let me tell you, I almost hurt my neck when I first came here. My husband laughs at me, he laughs at me all the time. I'm like, they're so beautiful. He's like, babe, you think everybody's beautiful in Uganda, and you can't help it. When you come here, the men are beautiful, the women are beautiful. You don't age. Black skin does not age. I swear, I'm 50. See my wrinkles? Look at that business.
Blacks don't cry. How old are you?
Yes, 51.
Stop, my mom's 50.
Oh, good. It's my little
I'm your
girl.
Kenyan daughter.
So yeah, black. Who said that? Whoopi Goldberg said that. Black don't crack, and you're right.
Yeah.
So I'll guess someone's age. I'm like, oh, are they lying to me? Are they lying? I'm not sure. So I have never felt one time that why am I here? Like I have. This is not a wrap.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
You really
I
are.
wrapped this myself. This is not something I bought. I did this myself. These earrings are from Rhonda. This is one of our ladies. She makes these paper beads. My husband bought this.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this is out of magazine paper.
Yes, and actually, the lady that the founder that made these, she is from Gulu. Originally, like years and years ago, she got out of prison. I mean, she was during the northern war in northern Uganda. Her sister has not been found. She was put in prison. She came out of prison and wanted to make something, and they laughed at her. They laughed at her for making these. So a lady in Iceland got her market and sold these, and now she's a founder of designing those.
In Kibera in Kenya, I watched these ladies make these out of magazine paper, and it's an AIDS empowerment. They purposely they purposely hire women who have HIV and AIDS.
Yes.
So that's what I love.
It's prevalent because during war, what happened sadly is, and this happened during the Rwandan genocide, which is horrible. But if you're a man and you're HIV positive, oh, you are a weapon. You are a weapon. So they would go purposely to the other tribe, to the Tutsis, the Rwanda during the genocide. This one tribe that was HIV positive, they would go and have sex with the Tutsis just to infect them, just to kill them off, which is horrible.
That is
so
awful.
I will tell you, when I'm here, and I love being the minority because I can't stop looking at how. So what they do when you're white, they probably don't do this to you. So they're like, first they're yelling Mzungu, 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 because that's white, okay, a white person, and I wave at them, but they stare at me. They're like, But I stare more at them. I'm like, look at her nose and her eyes.
So it's just a stare off.
Yes, on who's going to be the winner chicken dinner. They're so beautiful. African women. Oh, and let me just tell you, in America, young girls, it's society again saying that black hair is not beautiful. It's so beautiful. The afro. My sister Medina, she has so much hair.
Girl, it's beautiful until you got to comb it, and then it gets wet, and then you sweat a little. It sweats out, girl. That's why I got the wig on.
Yes.
It's hard to.
It is.
maintain.
So that's what I've learned.
It's hard to maintain.
Yes. So I had my hair plaited 3 times, and I know why I love it. My husband loves this white hair. Okay, but when you plait it, you don't have to wash it.
Yeah.
I didn't wash it for a whole month.
Yeah.
I had to wash it 3 times, but you get up and go.
Oh, you had that cornrows?
No.
Flat, or you just had it in braids?
Yes, braids.
Okay.
Yes, braids. I had it braided, many long colors.
Oh.
But what's so amazing about it is I can get up and go.
Yeah.
I save money. I look good.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, but
I love that for you.
Yes,
Okay, so we're gonna end your segment here, and I'm gonna guess your sign. Give me your hand, please.
Okay, gonna guess my sign, which is actually wrong
Why is your sign wrong?
because they said I need a new one. All my friends said that's not really my sign.
It's not really your sign?
Yeah,
Oh, dang, that just threw a monkey wrench in this.
yeah.
I want to say you're very intuitive, emotionally driven, sensitive. You're an empath. So you take on everyone's feelings.
You are so right. I do take on everyone's feelings and I cry all the time.
I can get that from you. I can feel that in your
Yes.
hands. You're giving me Cancer, but I feel like you're an air sign. Are you an Aquarius?
You're not the first person to say that, but I'm not. I'm a Capricorn, but they said that's so wrong for you.
No.
Really?
You could be Capricorn. They're very grounded, though.
Okay.
They're not as emotional as you probably are.
Yeah, I'm like the queen of emotion.
Yeah, so I'm a
feel you.
Cancer.
Okay.
We sit across from each other on the astrological line.
Yeah.
Capricorn, you give me Cancer, though.
Yeah.
Cancer and Pisces, because we're very emotionally based.
Yeah.
Our waters flow towards the energy. Interesting, Capricorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have been told I need a new one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you.
Okay.
You're ordained a Cancer.
Okay.
There we go.
That's so funny.
So you guys say bye to my new Ugandan mom.
Thank
Yes,
you.
this has
Bye.
been really fun, and we're gonna have her director, and we're getting serious, you guys.